Now, a two-day global summit on artificial intelligence is underway in France, attended by leading politicians, tech bosses and academics. The AI Action Summit is billed as a discussion on how to balance the development of the technology with its impact on society and the environment. Well, it comes as nations scramble to invest in its transformative potential. Among those attending are the US Vice President, India's Prime Minister and China's Vice Premier, as well as the bosses of Google and OpenAI. Well, let's speak to Carsten Jung, Head of AI and Macroeconomics at the IPPR, who's at this summit. Carsten, welcome here to the programme. In terms of the speed of development of AI, how would you assess it?
Well, it's really a watershed moment that we're in. AI is really like no other technology before. I think it's worth reminding ourselves of that. The most recent models are, really smart. They come on top of science reasoning exams, graduate level reasoning exams. So people that might have played with AI might have not yet realized just how good AI now is at reasoning, and how similar to humans it is as well. So people are less and less likely to distinguish it from humans in interactions online. And then the latest development is AI can act online. So there's so-called agentic AI models that can basically go online and do things on behalf of users. And people thought that all of these developments might take longer. People thought this might slow down after the initial launch of the newest AI models. But over the last 12 months, we've really seen an acceleration. And that's why this is such an important summit, because there's so many issues that are being raised by this, from safety all the way to social impacts.
Yeah, you told our producer it's not merely a tool, it's now an actor that could have seismic implications on the development of society, of the economy, destroying old jobs, creating new ones. But how do we, as governments, all of the governments involved, keep it on the track where those potential gains outweigh all of the risks?
So there's various aspects to that. So taking the safety one first, which is being discussed at the current summit, we certainly should make sure that advanced AI models don't wreak havoc online, given that they can now basically act autonomously. So we should have stringent regulations on AI firms and make them share their test results. Also make sure they share what models are being used for, so we basically contain the risks. And then secondly, in terms of the social implications, I think we should steer AI more towards social good. The current approach is that we just accelerate deployment and, so to speak, we hope for the best. But I think it's no longer good enough to do that. And we need what one might call mission-based AI. So we should steer AI into the areas where we know we want technological breakthroughs, where we know innovation, and steer it away from areas where it's a bit more iffy, such as AI as social companions, which brings a whole host of other issues.
Isn't the difficulty with some of those things, it's idealistic? You talked, for example, about sharing data. There is a huge competitive element to this. We know not just America, China, all sorts of actors. Are you sure that you can have sort of unanimity of thinking here?
Yeah, so that's sort of the tragedy we're in at the moment, that at a point where we need much more global cooperation, geopolitical tensions have increased. And so there's less agreement on the right way to govern AI. And there's a race to lead and outperform others in terms of AI development. And often that will, if things continue on the current trajectory, that might mean that safety concerns and equity concerns might be ignored. But I think on the hopeful side, we have lots of examples where we've regulated advanced industries very well. Take finance, where we have built really good regulatory infrastructure, where we keep in check the risks, but we still allow for innovation. And so I think these are the models that we should build on. And I think there can be global accords, but I think we should demand more from our leaders.
Carsten, we have to leave it there, but thank you so much for joining us here on Verified Live. Thanks for your time.